Good day everyone, thank you for coming to the channel. Today I would like to showcase my first Zeal. And there are so many different variations as always with Diablo 2 builds. PvP, PvE, or PvM. And based on what kind of gear and this and that. And this is one of the many variations. So let me go ahead and show you my gears and my talents and my shebang. So firstly, my weapon is Death Runeword in Berserker Axe. And I bought this. I paid like 200 foreign gold for it a couple ladders ago. Obviously the base is like, I don't know what base it is. I asked the guy, he kind of didn't know. But it has some sort of enhanced damage. And death enhanced damage ranges really wide. Like, it's like, I think it's like 320 to like 375, I think, or something. It's really wide range. So although the runes themselves are not that hard except Vex, in ladder, but it's ladder only too. So it's kind of annoying rune word to make. But regardless, like I pay for it. So I'm pretty happy with this. And for my armor, I'm using an Enigma. And this I believe is perfect with the life at 133 at level 89. And for my shield, I'm using a Pheonix. And also this is one with the enhanced damage and attack rating, not the all resist. And my helm is Crown of Ages. And I put 2 enhanced damage and attack speed jewels in it. And that's of course to meet my breakpoints on the speed, which I will get to after this too. And I'm using a Mara. And for the boot, what else? Gore, just there isn't anything else. And then I'm using double Raven, same graphics, almost perfect. The Nas coil mainly because of the speed again. And laying out the hands. And with my charms, these are all attack rating and life, or max life or fast run walk. These kind of damage oriented, small charm oriented. I have some R-res and dex here too. So just whatever shebang that I could find offensively. If this was like 10 max and all that would have been better, but I'm still happy with the attack rating. And here's my Annie and my torch. And on my offhand, yeah, this was an expensive piece because it has 3 holy shields. So like I have not invested any points there, so it kind of saves me a lot of points from that. And then okay, give me a sorry, I'm back. So back to where I was. So I think I finished explaining my gears. Now stat wise, I put enough for my COA, which is 174 strength. So it was a little bit of an investment, but I went that far. And then I put enough to dex so that I'll have 75% block with the holy shield and rest into vitality. And then here's where I stand with my resist. So I have a couple 5 all reses, like 1 here and then a couple here. So those are the complementers. And now talent wise, so max out these 2 because you're Zealer. And I put 1 into here because this is my mobility, as you may have seen in my Holy Freeze Paladin and a few other Paladins. And then here, so I maxed out Fanaticism, and I also maxed out Blessed Aim, which increases my attack rating. And as I level, I'm putting into Vigor to make me run faster because I don't have teleport, right? So that's how I'm gonna moving around. And for my Mercenary, so Reaper's Toll, but on this one I'm having a bourbon because with my Fanaticism I don't need the increased attack speed jewel. Like bourbon would be better, and my Mercenary speed is 4 frames per attack. He's maxed out. And for my helm, I'm using G-Face with the Cham rune, so he won't be frozen. And kind of similar idea, I don't need, the increased attack speed or enhanced damage jewel. So I chose to go with something more utility like this. And then Treachery, what else? So with all these, you know, gears and whatnot, like I'll be sitting at, you know, the 4 frames per second. And as far as my speed is concerned, you know, let's go ahead and pull a calculator real quick. So let's go here, Paladin. It's Berserker Axe. There's no speed modifiers. But as far as, yeah, so 20, 10, 30, and then 30 from here. So that's 60, right? And my fanaticism is around 27. Let's say 28 because of my bow. So we said 60 here. Zeal. And 28 with bow. So yeah, I'm hitting 4 frames per second. So it's really fast. I really love the speed. And you know, this fanaticism overall just, you know, makes it stronger. And I mean, there could be other variations, you know, I don't know. You know, if you guys know, please let me know. Yeah. But anyways, this is my setup. This is my style. So I have a cow room here. Let me go ahead and run that with Diablo and Baal, as always. So let me go ahead and buff up. And then, yeah, just pretty much about it. Just go at it. And you see, like, they die really nicely, you know? Like, another variation that I do wanna, like, have is a Colossus Sword Death version, 2-hander. So, like on that one good thing is I won't be using a Holy Shield, so I don't need to try to get this expensive, you know, three Holy Shield, you know, CTA. Like, you know, it's gonna cost another arm and a leg for this. So, you know, like, you don't have to get that. So I think, you know, that would be kind of like good way. And if I wanted to build one, at least it kind of makes me think, okay, I don't have to get that crazy CTA. So kind of makes me feel a little bit less financially, you know, burdened to do so. But I probably won't. But still, like, yeah, like, actually, I do have a Colossus Sword Death in, you know, on my Barbarian, my Frenzy Barbarian. That's one of the offhand that he uses. It's actually a perfect roll, self roll too. But it was a perfect roll in a normal base. That was a shame. But anyways, when I want to run fast, I do that. I go Vigor, and then I do the Smite, was it right? Yeah, or no, Charge, yeah. And then I just kind of like charge around the whole map faster. So that'll be my way of mobility, since I don't have, you know, teleport with Enigma. So yeah, overall my damage right now, I'm sitting at 13k. This is after the Might aura from my Mercenary. So it's not too high or anything like that, but you know, like with my crushing blow wise, I think, yeah, you know, let me just do that real quick, right? So 50 crushing blow, 44 deadly, so 50. I mean, that and this is pretty much about it, because I'm not using the high load here. So yeah, so 50, and then so that's 15, 15. So basically 2/3, 2/3, I think would be a calculation. So 2/3 my attacks, kind of like crushing blow chance, and then, you know, also what, the deadly strike, which I believe is double damage, yeah. So it's, you know, 2 out of 3 on both of my attacks for those things to happen. So I think that's why, like, the mobs die pretty relatively quick, you know, they melt down pretty nicely. So I think it's because of all of that helpers, the crushing blow and all those modifiers. Ooh, look at this one. Ooh, okay. He got the immunity off with, you know, Decrefy. So that was nice. Yes, as you know, sometimes the Reaper's Toll will not remove that effect because it only removes by 50%. Hence, if the monster has higher physical resistance than that, then it won't be removed. So usually those kind of monsters are like the boss types. So if you see like physical immune, like leader and a boss, then yeah, even a Therior Reaper's Toll might not do the trick. Anyways, so let me run around again. So yeah, this is the overall feel. Like, one thing I guess I don't like, which is true with most of my paladins, is the, you know, the click style, you know, like if I could just right click on the ground and move around like all my other melee tunes, it would be so much better, I think. You know, I have to like left click with my mouse, or what I can do is shift and then left click on the ground, so I don't have to like repeat myself. But you know, I mean, that's like just not moving and just kind of like swinging around, and whatever is in vicinity will be kind of, you know, hit. And Berserker's Axe's range is not that wide. Like, I believe it's 3. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's not that wide, I know that. So, you know, is it really worth it, you know? So, yeah, usually I do the clicking. You can probably hear my mouse click in the background. And, you know, I found this to be at least, you know, at least like just left click and just wait until the target disappears. Then I can click something else, kind of, you know? And that's the way I see. But sometimes, like, yeah, I kind of get into this clicky frenzy as well. Old school. Yeah, I'm an old guy, I guess. I'm in my late 30s now. Yeah. Went through, like, I'm supposedly a millennial. My birth year is like early 80s. But, you know, like, I don't align myself with, like, millennials whom I would consider to be like 1985 birth year and on, maybe, or like 1990. Like, they're so different, you know, like, they don't think like I do. Seriously, we grew up in different generation. Like, when I was growing up, you know, we're talking about like, you know, Famicom from Japan, you know, the console game Nintendo, which later was called. You know, that's what I was, you know, kind of used to. And kids these days, you know, with all these apps and pads, you know, it's like yeah, it's not like the way when I was young. So, oh, but you know, on a side note, I'm sure you guys probably have heard Diablo 2 Resurrected. It's announced September, I believe 23rd. It was late September. So today being June 14th, yeah, so there's about 3 months to go to release. And I guess, you know, I should try to get used to, you know, just starting from scratch and trying to find the fastest way to level. I think the first tune I would need to establish would be an MF tune. And I would think Sorcerers would be the easiest way to establish with, you know, Tarasha set. Hopefully, you know, be able to get that, you know, soon, early, just whatever, you know, just socket, you know, and just, you know, just make my way and see if I can, you know, use it as a base to, you know, build, you know, economy and stuff. I guess, you know, again, like I talked about the botting topic on my other videos. And we'll see. Like, I'm not gonna bot right away. I'm not gonna map pack for sure. Like, I lost way too many accounts doing map pack. So I'm not gonna map pack. But I will look into, you know, what possible bots are available. But I'm not gonna run anything. I'm too scared. Like, you know, in the worst case, or not worst case, like I just need to make a separate, you know, just Blizzard ID and just, you know, run the game there. Anyways, yeah, that was the cow. Now let me go ahead and get to, you know, the Diablo. So, you know, in the beginning with, I guess, just, you know, I guess uncertainty in a way. Like now, in the Lord of Destruction, you know, Battle.net server, like, I don't think Blizzard's gonna do anything, right? They're not gonna implement any new changes, they're not gonna do any events, nothing. They're in complete maintenance mode, and they don't care about botters anymore too. I mean, it's been out 20 years, you know, it's just, yeah, they're done. So, with that in mind, like, you know, with Resurrected, it's gonna be basically like, in a way, like, if you think about it, like, there are all these private servers out there too, right? You know, WoW has that. It's not just Blizzard server that you can play WoW on. There are other emulated servers where, you know, the server owners or creators have pretty much like God mode and they can do anything they want. And a lot of times, you know, those places tend to be like pay to win. Like, if you pay, it helps you progress faster. If you don't pay, then, you know, it's not as fast, kind of thing. So, like, in a way, like, this Resurrected would be just like that. It's another server, just Blizzard maintained, and it's just no database on there. And, you know, on there is where we'll be able to enjoy the new graphics. And I think that would be just the biggest takeaway, because there's no game change. There's no gameplay change. There's no update. There's nothing new. Only reason why Blizzard is able to sell this at $30 a piece is because of the graphic update. And I guess that's a trend too, though, right? I mean, if you look at it, I feel like, you know, like in a lot of other industries too, if you see that in the movies right now too, you know, kind of reuse, recycle, like Marvels, you know, and then like the Spider-Man series too, like just a lot of these kind of like reuse, recycle, and in a way, like almost ingenuity is gone, like, you know, creativity, like no one can make another Superman, you know, like a brand new Superman kind of thing. Like, I mean, even with Superman topic too, like what do? You know, you just keep recycling, you know? It's like, there's nothing new. There's nothing that adds on to the story that people can make. And I think in extension, you know, there's a lot of that too. And look at the games too, right? You know, Blizzard did the StarCraft. And StarCraft, thankfully, was, you know, rather success. And then they did the Warcraft 3, and I'm a Warcraft fan. I played like shit tons of game on there, on Battle.net, just, you know, grinding out with random players. But yeah, you know, Warcraft 3 was really, really bad in the implementation. I bought the game, I played it, and you guys may know on the Metacritic, like the review out of 10 was point like 5 out of 10, not even a 1, 0.5. That's how horrible it was. And then, you know, they like messed up the original servers with the Warcraft 3, so the people who didn't even want anything to do with this whole expansion, like they just wanted to play the game, like they were being affected because of that. I forgot the detail now because I just, yeah. But the funny thing is, I mentioned this in another video too. Funny thing is, I still have the game installed and it still lets me play if I want to play. So I don't know, but I got my money back already. And yeah, I don't play at all. It's like, original was good, you know. I played thousands of games on there, like spent hours and hours in PC room with my Korean friends here in USA and in Korea, playing like Dota-like games back in the day, you know, when there was no Dota. Oh yeah, those were the days, you know, it was really fun. But anyways, yeah, remasters, right? So hopefully, I mean, you know, I talked about this in other videos too, you know, before remaster was announced and the rumor was going around. Yeah, like it was gonna come, we knew. Well, I don't know. I was kind of really surprised when they announced it though, because and everyone was saying it's impossible because, you know, Blizzard lost the codes. But yeah, these people, like, they made it happen. They just painted on top of it. Because they had a very easier outlook than normal people on that solution. So, but anyways, you know, now that, you know, this is coming out, like, yeah, I mean, it's gonna be, you know, I don't know, like, I wonder how it's gonna affect the normal game. Because as you guys should know, if you're a Blizzard Diablo 2 player normally, especially in US West for past, I would say good 2-3 months now, like the login has been very unstable. Like before, like if I had to switch out tools, like I didn't have to worry. I just, you know, log out and reconnect to Battle.net and then just type in a different account name and just log in. But now, like, it takes forever. Like it says like connecting to server, it gets stuck there, or checking version, it gets stuck there. So they're doing something, right? They're doing something with, in relation to Resurrected. Oh, nothing good. 84%, yeah, not bad. But anyways, you know, so we know that Blizzard is doing something, and that's why the server's been unstable. That's what I think. But you know, when the game is fully released, like, would it be like StarCraft remaster, like success, or would it be a debacle as it was with Warcraft 3? I mean, with Warcraft 3, you know, as you guys may know, like, I mean, I got my refund, and that's what Blizzard said. Like, Blizzard sent a huge notice to everybody, apologizing and saying, right, like, if you want a refund, you know, just request it via your app and you'll get it. And so that's pretty embarrassing. That's really embarrassing. I mean, considering how I think, like, you know, Warcraft 3 versus like StarCraft. Yes, both are RTS, real-time strategy. So it's the same genre, and it's a shame in a way that Blizzard made competing games in the same genre. So it's almost like they're competing against themselves, right, with StarCraft and Warcraft. So, you know, that's why they're not gonna make any more Warcraft stories at all. It's highly unlikely. You know, the main is a StarCraft. We know it because they made StarCraft 2. And they released 3 expansions on it. And they will go on with that saga. But the Warcraft 3 RTS saga, I think it's dead. Like, WoW took over the Warcraft lore. And I mean, with Shadowland, I mean, I don't know. I haven't played Shadowland. I'm not going to. But it was supposed to be some, you know, big thing that hopefully saved Blizzard. Because, yeah, let's face it, MMOs are dead. Online MMO, which started with EverQuest, and, you know, Blizzard took on the boom and continued on as it is. But, you know, like, I guess for me, like, I fit that generation. Like, I was like right there, you know, transforming from analog to digital, when the internet from dial-up was like being upgraded to, like, you know, Ethernet, and then I guess now as it is, like, these, you know, high-speed cables and whatnot. I mean, back, you know, like, I was on dial-up, right? You know, AOL, you know, welcome, America Online. It's like, yeah, I'm from those days. So having lived through those time and seeing where we are now, I mean, it's pretty amazing with the advancement. But at the same time, I mean, you know, like I was saying with the games too, like, I think creativity is kind of gone in the market. Like Mario Brothers, you know, and Mario Brothers, that sideways, horizontal 2D, you know, that those kind of genre games, they still exist. Like, I think Maple Story, the Korean Maple Story is kind of like that. And there are many other, like, you know, like indie project games that are like that. But, like, I guess, you know, the way the game evolved today, you know, and MMO situation, like, you know, my generation, like, when I was young, I played WoW for like a long time. I played WoW for like 7 years straight, solid, ever since release on a PvP server. And I quit, came back, and now I'm fully off. And I think it's like that, you know, people evolve. Like, people in my generation whom Blizzard really took advantage of, like early 80s, you know, because, yeah, when, you know, WoW first came out in 2004, like, we're like young 20s, like 21, 22. And, you know, it's booming, you know, the new thing, like higher speed, better speed, and, you know, like the focus on the PC game. Like back then, you know, the baseball, right? Like, they released baseball game like every year. EA Sports with the NHL too. They released that every year. But they stopped it later because of the pirating. The piracy, and, you know, the makers couldn't get their money back. So now if you look at any kind of baseball game, it's on PS4. The show, the MLB The Show. So I have a PS4 console just for a baseball game, because they don't release on PC anymore. So just point being, you know, back in the old days, everything was PC, you know. PlayStation was like just PlayStation, or, you know, Super Nintendo, right? Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and then, you know, so yeah, like, and back then those kind of stuff didn't even have internet connection. Like, you couldn't connect to the internet with Super Nintendo or with Nintendo, right? And there was only PC, so I think that's why it also fueled the rise of the MMO and, you know, the genre. But look at it now, you know, like kids these days, you know, there's such a short, you know, attention span. Like, people don't sit there for like 5 to 10 hours like we used to. Like, seriously, literally, right? Like, when WoW first came out, me and my friends, I mean, you know, that's all we did. We just play WoW, go to work and play WoW. That's it. That was life. And then back then, you know, voice communication apps were not still really out. Like, especially in the EverQuest days, man. Like, people typed out everything. Like, all that crazy instructions and how to fight and kill the boss and all that, people like typed it out. I'm 70 words per minute, so, you know, I'm pretty fast typer. But still, you know, back in the day, seriously, even in the beginning days of WoW, we typed shit out. There was no voice comm. And then Vent became that first source of the voice comm. And then now, you know, look at the evolution with streaming and Twitch, and how they're like partner with all these different affiliates these days. It's crazy, you know. It's like, I have made 2 WoW videos that I posted on warcraftmovies.com back in the old days, and I got people to review on it too. I mean, I have those 2 videos on my channel as well. I saved them. Yeah, like, those were the days, the beginning days, and it was hot. MMO was the shit. Like, it was so much fun. But now, if you ask me about MMO, it's like, I mean, the competition though. Different type of games and genres out there. Like mobile games, definitely. That's why Diablo made Blizzard made the Diablo Immortal, which was received with so much hate, right? Because like Blizzard, like, what's your identity, right? You're a PC gaming company, dude. Why are you like releasing mobile game? What is this mobile phone? Like, see, I guess the audience, right? See, look at me once again. I'm a young 80. I'm early 80s birth year, or 81 to be technical. So when you're talking to audience of 81 birth year guys, maybe not everybody, but for me at least, like phone games, like, I don't have a lot of phone games. I don't play games on the phone. Like, watch YouTube, make a phone call, browse. I don't play games. I don't know, that's just me. Just call me an old school. My just, I guess, idea of what a phone is doesn't entail playing game. Just, it's not that kind of device. So, if you talk to those kind of audience, which compose, pretty big, significant portion of Blizzard, because once again, when WoW came out, it's 2004. I was 22, 23. I mean, like, I had just graduated. I was single. I had a job. And, I had money to spare and time to spare. I had friends who played together too. And I went out to do other stuff. I played ball and this and that, but still, I play a lot of games too. So, like, a lot of people marry playing games, right? EverQuest or WoW. They met on game, and they fell in love, and they married in real life. And so for those kind of people, what Blizzard did was like a huge slap in the face. It's like, dude, mobile? Where's your PC game, dude? You're a PC game company, yo. Why are you betraying us, So, what's that theory anyways? So in the end, I mean, I'm just venting, and I hope Resurrected will be released successfully. I hope it will not be as horrible as Warcraft 3 was. And I hope there will be a way, or easier way, to generate income. And to be able to trade with the community and, advance your tune. And, I have like over 40 tunes with like all these different gears that I showcased so far, right? Many good, like none perfect really. Like, I don't really carry perfects. A lot of high, ends that I have, collected over the years and paid money for with real dollars on D2JSP. So what does it mean for me in that, like, right? It's like a reset, So it's a brand new server, brand new database. So, I'm looking forward to it with anxious mind. I hope, Resurrected will be released safely, successfully. And hopefully, it will still bring that kind of joy and fun that I had, 20 years ago when the game was first released. But anyways, this is my, style of this Zildin. And if you have any other styles or any suggestions or recommendations, please let me know. Thank you very much, and have a good one.